I don't think that all of this money is coming in at once though. I believe that's it. And it's really even with the sailor making the move. Have you seen Jeff Bezos get Bitcoin? I haven't. I haven't seen anyone buy any in a while. Here's my theory about what's going on. How things are really going today. Fred Krueger will talk about how the prices of XRP and many other cryptocurrencies are likely to change. As the digital world changes, billionaires, big businesses, and a lot of other people are getting more and more engaged. Now I just want to quickly say that BlackRock has already hedged their bets against a few coins. I will talk more about these later in the video. Keep an eye out for that. Let's pay close attention to Fred Krueger first though, because he has some very important things to say. Press the like button for everyone to see it. Let's start. As the saying goes, if 6 billionaires like me buy it, then yeah, I mean 6 billionaires. But at the end of the day, I do think it's a compelling religion and a compelling value proposition. I think everyone will eventually get to it, and I think the power of laws is just the source spread that this idea has. The only thing I disagree with Saylor about is that he said, well, if 6 billionaires like me buy it, there is no way that Bitcoin will go up just because 6 billionaires buy it. 10 million people have decided to put their savings in it, so it will go up. You should know that 6 millionaires don't run the world. The long tail of why did stocks go up tells us. Not because one person buys stocks, but because everyone is putting their money into the SP 500, right? I don't think it's as important to say that it's Argentina, El Salvador, Elon Musk, or Saylor. People are more important than anything else. Joe on the street is more important. I think the normal American is the most important thing right now. That's the most important thing. People in the US who have money in their 401,000 should put some of that money into Bitcoin. That, not these millionaires, is likely to be the main thing that drives it. Genshers and boomers like me have all the money because we work together. There's a lot more money between us than between the sailors. Do you get what I mean? And yes, the richest 1% do have a lot. But the next 9%, really the richest 10% of Americans own 90% of all stocks, So that's where those things go. How do those 10% of people, the stock owners and real estate owners, change their minds? What does it mean to them to say, hey, I'm getting old? This is what my son Joe Burnett says, I should buy Bitcoin. I might do what Joe tells me to do instead of what my dad would have told me to do. A lot of us don't see it, but guys like Larry and I do, so I think it will work no matter what. And, I just tell everyone to get on the train and stay on it. If you want to get rid of them, get rid of the model. I don't mind if you throw them away. Like if the model helps you, that's great. Look at the picture. You can believe that everything is going to go wrong if you want to. That belief may work for you. That kind of thing. It doesn't matter what type it is. The only thing that can make you better off is buying Bitcoin. What I think is going on is kind of this. Right? What's really going on? Because I remember Saylor being at that event a year or a little more than a year ago and saying that the future would have 1 million lightning deals and people would just zap each other Bitcoin. Everyone will only use Bitcoin and any other token or coin would be considered an illegal investment. These coins are all just scams and they need to file registration statements or the SEC will shut them down. That was the view of Saylor, who I think of as the GigaChad of Bitcoiners. And, that was the Bible based on the Bitcoin faith. If you think back, you can see that we went through this ETF phase 2 years ago. Okay, a lot of people were like, wait a minute, during the ETF time. These people from Wall Street are coming in. They're going to keep our Bitcoin safe. We're not the whole thing anymore, not your keys, not your Bitcoin. Let's not think about that right now, but we're going to let Larry Fink and BlackRock in. We don't like it because it goes against what Bitcoin was meant to do, but it's likely to be good for the price of Bitcoin, so we'll probably be okay with it. Many people told me in no uncertain terms that the ETF would not be successful. Lynn Alden, for example, said that the ETF was not at all interesting. Nobody talks about the ETF at all. For real Bitcoin fans like me, sentiment is much more interesting that way. Just think about what happened that year. So the ETF happened in 2024, but there was also something else that happened in 2023 that Bitcoiners don't know much about. Solana just blew up. In fact, it is a really cool thing. If you look at the numbers, you'll see that Solana had fewer transactions and fewer individual users than Bitcoin did about 6 months ago. It now has about 10 times as many users as Bitcoin. This isn't a coincidence. This isn't the shitcoin of the month. There is a big trend here. This is a very important event in the environment. I think one of the problems with Bitcoiners is that they still hold on to the idea that some things will work, like Lightning or fiat currency, even though these things aren't working at all. They don't seem to work. No movement. This is the exact reason why BlackRock is focusing on projects like XRP, PayPal, XGen, and others. As you may know, BlackRock doesn't sell many goods around their winners because they want to get as many of them as possible before most people find out about them. And when the majority does, they'll be in such a strong situation that they'll almost always make a lot of money. That is, BlackRock is currently studying the crypto market in a way that no one else is. They're coming to the conclusion that some projects are much better than others. What's better about them now? Why and how they can be used? You should bet on ones that have a real-world use, improve people's lives, or do something good for society as a whole. That's exactly why BlackRock is betting on XRP instead of Bitcoin. Now, BlackRock only made Bitcoin-related goods because Bitcoin is the most popular cryptocurrency. At that time, Bitcoin was the only cryptocurrency with clear rules about how it should be used, because no government agency was going after it and saying it wasn't one. Now that the rules for the rest of the crypto market are clear, BlackRock has had a lot of time to gather XRP, XRP, and other coins that will change the world. We'll also hear a lot more about those. I want you all to get ready for that, because I'm sure that when things really start to go wrong, those projects that change the world and are useful in the real world will go through the roof. So if you agree with that message, please hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss a movie. See you next time. Goodbye.